The rule they broke, the great Wraith Council Hall was silent, except for the slow breathing of the elders. They sat in a half-circle of black stone chairs, their eyes fixed on the young war commander standing before them. His name was Kellervran, proud son of warrior clan. His silver armor shone in the dim light. He stood tall, chest out, like a man ready to carve his name into history. The oldest elder leaned forward. His voice was deep and slow, every word heavy. Commander, there is one law older than this council, older than even the Great War. You know it. Say it. Keller did not hesitate, never challenged the humans. A ripple of agreement passed among the elders. The elder's voice grew harder. This rule is not fear, it is survival. We fought them once, long ago. We had more ships, more soldiers, more weapons. We still lost. We learned if you provoke them, they will fight until the last breath, and even then, they find a way to win. Keller's lip curled. With respect, Elder, times have changed. Their fleets are small. Now, they cling to trade routes and mining stations. They are scattered, weak. Young fool, another elder hissed. Weakness is what they want you to see, but Keller was already set on his path. His pride burned hotter than his caution. I will take the human mining station on Varese 12 in one night. When I return, the council will see that the rule is nothing but a story for children. The elders stared at him for a long moment. Then the oldest one spoke again. Go then, but remember, we warned you. The station on Varese 12, Chief Engineer Mara Hayes sipped cold coffee in the control room of Mining Station 4. The place was quiet, too quiet. Outside the thick windows, the silver rocks of the asteroid belt drifted slowly in the black. A warning ping lit up her console. Unregistered ships, closing fast dot, she tapped the comm. Ops to crew, we've got company. Lockdown sections B and D. The crew scrambled. Only 30 people worked this station: scientists, miners, technicians, not soldiers. But Mara had served in the Navy before taking this quiet job, and she knew trouble when she saw it. A voice came over the wideband channel. Smooth, confident. This is Commander Kellervran of the Wraith Dominion. Surrender your station. There will be no harm. Mara's lips twitched in something that wasn't quite a smile. She had heard that name before, one of the young Wraith glory seekers. She answered calmly, You can still turn back, Commander. There's no reason for blood here. His reply came quick and sharp. You will not warn me, human. You will obey me. I am giving you a gift life. Mara cut the channel. Right, she muttered. Guess we're doing this the hard way. First Contactler's strike teams hit the docking base first. Black armored soldiers poured in, moving with perfect formation. Then something strange happened. The lights cut out dot red. Emergency strobes began to flash, timed with bursts of steam from the vents. Shadows twisted across the walls. The station's gravity shifted for a few seconds, sending soldiers stumbling. This is nothing, Keller barked. Press forward. But one squad rounded a corner and didn't come back. Their comms filled with sharp breathing, then silence. Another squad vanished into a corridor where the air was suddenly thick with foam sealant, hardening around them like stone. Keller's jaw tightened. She's playing games. A message by the time Keller reached the reactor level. His forces were down by nearly half. He stepped through the main door and froze. On the bulkhead, in thick black paint, was a single sentence. We tried being nice. Then, a voice came from the shadows. Mara's voice. Calm, almost casual. Lesson 1, Commander. Humans fight the ground you stand on, not just the soldiers you bring. The overhead doors slammed shut. Keller spun toward the sound, but the lights went out completely. Darkness swallowed him, and the floor dropped beneath his feet. Back to the council far away in the Wraith Council Hall, the oldest elder looked up. From his chair, a faint tremor of unease passed over him. Another one, he murmured to no one in particular. Another who will learn. Keller's fall begins cooler hit the ground hard in some lower maintenance bay. His helmet lamp flickered, revealing pipes, cables, and shadowed corners. Movement. Above him, small drones, gliding silently along the ceiling. Then they dropped canisters. A thick mist filled the air, cold enough to sink through his armor. His visor reading spiked magnetic interference. His comes went dead. Your soldiers are trapped in pairs. Mara's voice came again, echoing through the mist. Some in darkness, some in cold, all separated. You think this will stop me? Keller snarled. I think, Mara said, that the elders warned you for a reason. A metallic clang rang from the far wall. Shapes moved in the fog. Keller's instincts screamed at him to turn back, but his pride kept him walking forward. The shapes became clearer, tall, armored. Figures. Human crew in exosuits modified for zero-G mining. Each carried a heavy tool, welders, cutters, drills. Weapons and all but name, they didn't rush him. They just stood there, blocking the only exit. End of part 1 cliffhanger. Cooler erased his. Weapon. Stand aside, or I will burn this place to the ground. Mura's voice came one last time, closer now. No, Commander. You will learn why your people made that rule. And you will learn it tonight. The exosuits stepped forward in unison, the hum of their tools rising in the cold air. The mist thickened, swallowing the scene. Lessons inhuman, the mist swirled like a living thing. Keller moved forward slowly, visor glowing in the dim light. His soldiers' signals flickered on his display scattered across the station, each cut off from the others. It made no sense. The humans had fewer fighters, less armor, weaker weapons. Yet they were controlling the fight. From the fog ahead, a shadow moved. It wasn't the heavy exosuits he had seen before. This figure was smaller, wearing only light armor. The helmet. Visor lit up just enough for him to see a human face, Mara Hayes. She didn't raise a weapon. She just stood there. Commander, she said calmly, how many soldiers have you lost already? Keller's grip on his plasma rifle tightened. Enough to take this station once I find them. You won't, Mara replied. They're not dead. They're not hurt. They're resting. He narrowed his eyes. Resting? They're in the med bay, she said. Stripped of their weapons, locked in clean beds. I've given them food, water, and warmth. Keller's mind stumbled over the words. You captured my soldiers? And you helped them? Yes, Mara said. That's lesson 2. Lesson 2. We care for the ones we beat Keller didn't understand. You think that makes you merciful? No, Mara said. It makes us dangerous. Your people fight to destroy. We fight to win and keep winning. Every enemy we capture is one less to face tomorrow. Every life we save is a message to the ones still fighting. We can end this without ending you. He shook his head. Kindness is weakness. Tell that to your soldiers when they see we gave them back their lives. Shifting ground, the floor. Under Keller's boots lurched. He staggered as the gravity dropped to near zero. Mara, still steady, hooked a boot to the floor with a magnetic click. That's lesson 3, she said. We change the field while you're still learning. The rules. Keller tried to steady himself, but before he could, a section of the floor panel beside him sprang open and a long cable whipped out, wrapping around his legs. He blasted it apart with his rifle, but the damage was done. His balance was gone. Exosuits returned, drifting toward him in the low gravity. Their tools glowed hot in the mist. KELOR fired at them, but they dodged, vanishing into smoke. Every shot he took wasted precious charge. A different kind of attack from somewhere above, a small drone hovered into view. It projected a hologram. In front of Keller, clear, detailed, and horrifying dot, it was a map of the station. and every blinking red icon was one of his soldiers. They were all pinned in sealed compartments, outnumbered by humans in each one. None had been killed. None had escaped. You see, Commander, Mara's voice came through the drone, we don't waste our enemies. We use them. The more you send, the stronger we get. Keller's teeth clenched. You think you can scare me with tricks and mercy? I don't want to scare you, Mara said. I want you to understand why your elders made the rule. The memory of the rule for a moment, her voice softened. My grandfather fought your people during the old war. He said the elders surrendered because they saw something they didn't think was possible. Humans took their prisoners and then turned them into friends, not slaves, not servants. Friends who fought alongside them later against a worse enemy. Keller felt a pang of doubt. He had heard whispers about this in military training, but always as propaganda. Mara's voice sharpened again. That's what terrifies your elders, Commander? We don't just beat our enemies, we change them. The trap within the trap cooler pushed forward, ignoring the words. His mission was to take the station. If he could reach the reactor, he could force the humans to surrender. He followed the tunnel markings toward the core. The mist began to fade, replaced by cold metal corridors. His boots clicked on the floor. Finally, he reached a large door with heavy warning signs. The reactor room. He keyed in a force override wraith hacking tech easily cut through human logs. The door slid open. The room was empty except for one thing in the middle of the floor. Painted in thick black letters were the words, "Welcome to your cage." The door slammed shut behind him. Locks clamped into place. Above, a reinforced glass ceiling. Lit up, and there was Mara, looking down at him from a control room. You wanted the heart of the station, she said. Now you have it, unfortunately for you. It's also the safest room we have, and it's locked from my side. You trap me here, and my fleet will blast this station apart. Keller shouted. Mara didn't flinch. Your fleet's already leaving. We've been talking to them since the moment you landed. Some of your officers remember what the elders told them. They're listening now. Keller stared at her, fury warring with something new in his chest out. Mara leaned closer to the glass. Part 3 is the last lesson, Commander. You'll learn why we fight the way we do, and you'll learn why no one who survives it ever forgets. Her hand moved to a control switch. Below Keller's feet, the floor panels began to slide apart, revealing something moving beneath. The low growl of machinery and the faint echo of boots began to fill the room. The lesson wasn't over. Why you never challenged them. The floor beneath Keller's boots slid apart, revealing a slow-turning ring of machinery. Inside the open gaps, shapes moved, small platforms rising and falling, carrying crates, tools, and armed humans in exosuits. The hum grew louder. The air smelled faintly of ozone. Above him, behind the reinforced glass, Mara Hayes stood with her arms folded. She didn't look angry. She didn't look afraid. She looked certain. This, she said through the speaker, is where most of your kind start to understand. Keller's eyes narrowed. Understand what? That you have me trapped? That you've already lost, Mara said. The real battle color gripped his rifle tighter. Your tricks won't save you? My fleet is pulling back, Mara interrupted. We're broadcasting a live feed from our med bays. Your soldiers are awake, eating, and speaking with mine. Some of them are even laughing. Keller stared at her. Lies? No, Mara said. Humans know how to fight wars, but we're better at ending them. That's what the elders meant by the rule. Lesson 4. Change the enemy. Mara stepped closer to the glass. Her voice was calm, steady. You think victory means breaking your enemy's body, but humans, we aim for something harder. We change their mind. Your soldiers will go home remembering that we could have killed them, and we didn't. That stays with a person. Keller felt a flicker of unease. He had expected hatred from these humans, not this strange mercy. You call this mercy, he said slowly. But you're still using them? Yes, Mara said. Without hesitation. We will. They will tell their families, their clans. And next time an elder says, challenge the humans, they'll remember this day and speak against it. That is the real fight, Commander. Breaking the will, not the man. The platforms in the floor rose higher, surrounding Keller with armored humans. They didn't fire. They didn't even raise their weapons. They simply stood there, a solid wall of presence, while Mara spoke. Your elders made the rule because they learned something the hard way. If you come for us, we'll fight you with everything, our machines, our minds, our stubbornness. But if we win, we won't destroy you. We'll make sure you can never see us the same way again. Keller's breathing slowed. He wasn't a coward, but this was different. In his mind, a question kept turning over. If they could win like this against me, what could they do against the Dominion if they wanted to? The offer Mara pressed to control. The reactor room door clicked and slid open. You can walk out now, she said. You and your remaining soldiers will leave in your ships. All will be alive, but you'll carry the truth with you. Keller didn't move at first. His pride screamed at him to refuse, to fight until he fell, but his mind had already begun replaying everything, the lost squads, the captured soldiers eating in med bays, the traps, the fact that she had him and still offered release. Finally, he lowered his rifle. You could have killed me, he said. Mara's expression didn't change. Yes, and that's why you'll never forget this. The departure Keller left the station with 22 soldiers. The rest were in human med bays, recovering from exhaustion and cold. No one had died out as the Wraith shuttle pulled away from Race 12. Keller looked back at the station's silver hull. In his ears, Mara's last words still echoed. The elders were right. Never challenge the humans unless you're ready to be changed by them. Back in the council hall weeks later, Keller stood once more in the Blackstone Hall of the Elders. The oldest elder studied him with sharp eyes. Well, Commander, do you still believe the rule is a story for children? Keller's jaw tightened. He thought of the traps, the med bays, the humans who fought without hate but without mercy either. No, he said quietly, the rule is truth. And what is that truth? The elder pressed up. Kelor met his gaze. You can fight them. You might even hurt them, but you will never break them. And if you lose, they will give you your life back and take your war from you forever. The elders nodded. Now you understand. HFY closing beat somewhere far from the Wraith homeworld, in the control room of Mining Station 4. Mara Hayes stood at the viewport, watching the stars. A junior tech asked, do you think they'll come back? Mara smiled faintly. Not for a long time. And when they do, maybe it won't be for war. Outside, the asteroid belt turned slowly, hiding the station in its cold embrace silent, patient and ready, because humans knew the truth. The strongest weapon in the galaxy wasn't fear. It was the kind of victory your enemy would remember forever.